Hi, welcome back to Stitched by Emma. I'm Emma, and I have Bibble's blood on my hand. I'm just kidding, but look at this shit. Isn't this cool? If I'm being honest, I wanted to make like 2 videos within the span of the last video that I've made, but I have just been feeling like garbage. I had maybe one of the worst weeks of my entire life, and I just couldn't bring myself to do anything because shitty things just kept happening back to back to back. And then once like the bad things stopped happening, my PMDD kicked in, and for a week it was like nothing shitty had to happen, but my brain felt like it was collapsing on itself. But I think I'm getting back to normal. Also, now I'm feeling a little sickly. Which, great, of course. So we're gonna chill tonight. So that what better time to pick up and start up another knitting vlog. So I have been working with this super cool yarn, which many people have pointed out looks like I'm wearing Bibble's skin, I know, or Sully from Monsters Inc. And I just say, yeah, it's ethically sourced Bibble. I don't know what you want me to tell you, I'm sorry, but he had to go. It was his time. I didn't want to have to do it, but it had to be done. The yarn is called Bianco DK. It is a novelty vintage British yarn as far as I'm aware, and I thrifted this back when I was in college. There was a really cool craft thrift store very close to campus, and there was so much yarn, and I took it so for granted. I don't want to go back there. I have no desire to go back to my college campus. I would consider it just to see if there's anything there. But the last time I ever checked it out, I found 6 skeins of this yarn. It's a very cool thick and thin yarn with like little specks of purple and pink and yellow. Very cool, very cool. It reminded me of like 90s Taco Bells and like Dixie cups and like the 80s carpets and stuff, and I thought, what a sick idea for like a little sweater. Because the yarn is so cool, the sweater construction can be super simple. Just let the yarn shine. And I found it under my bed while I was moving, and I was like, God, I completely forgot that I had this. So we're gonna knit a little bit tonight, see what I can get done, and then I'll check in over the next couple days. And because I'm feeling a little ill and I have nothing better to do than to knit, make ramen, and watch Dexter, I think we'll be able to get quite a bit done. I'll probably be able to get up to like the V-neck portion tonight. What I'm thinking is a super simple sweater, flat back panel, V-neck, and then work the sleeves out of like the sewn together part. And then a very simple purple crochet trim on everything, just like single crochet, just to give it a little color pop. And then if I have enough left, I want to make maybe a matching skinny scarf, a matching leg warmer set. I think that could be super cute, especially with like the 80s vibe of it all. And then you could pair it with like a simple white skirt or something. I love it. Sorry if you can hear any pounding. I think my upstairs neighbors are learning how to clog. Good afternoon. I didn't film anything more last night, but I did make some progress. I finished off the whole back panel, and then we got started on the front. I didn't get as far as I wanted to, but I got a little distracted, if I'm being honest. And then this morning, I spent most of the morning working on a little sample piece of the lace for the Stevie top so I could have better photos for the pattern. Today's the day that I told my testers I'd get the pattern to them by, and I was really slacking on it because I am so nervous about this one. Like, to be so honest and for real with y'all, like, this pattern scares me. I'm so worried that it's not like as good as the other ones. Not so much that it's not as good, but it's definitely harder on like multiple levels, and I always get worried about releasing like harder patterns. It scares me. You can tell how hard I've been working because my hair is greasy as fuck right now. But I finally got good quality photos for the pattern. I think it's ready to go now. It's 18 pages long, and I'd still like to film a video tutorial for it at some point, so there's a lot. I also have been reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I picked this up at a thrift store for $1. I read like 100 pages last night and then another like 80 this morning, so I'm like almost done with this. It's like a YA book, so it's a pretty easy read, but I'm flying through. I'm gonna meet my 20 book goal. Just you wait. So for the time being, I'm like locked in on getting this front panel done. I really want to have this done before like Thursday, before Lollapalooza stuff kicks off. Not because I'm wearing it to Lollapalooza, but I would like to say that I finished this month, and I know that once Lolla starts, I'm not gonna be working on anything. It's currently 1:13. I'm gonna check back in a couple hours and hopefully have a substantial update. Hi, welcome to Sleeve Island. I hope you enjoy your stay. I was planning on picking up and filming an update last night when we had a conflict of interest. They're, I think, renovating the unit next to me. I think they're putting in hardwood floors. I don't have hardwood floors, which is why my rent is like unbelievably low. But I was gonna film an update around like 4. And they started construction around 4. So constant banging and hammering to the left of me. It went until 9:30, 10 o'clock. like literally up until I wanted to go to bed. There hasn't been any of that yet today, but the minute I wanted to give y'all an update, there was literally like not a second that I could go without hearing like an electric saw. We are at one sleeve. The v-neck is much deeper than I thought it was gonna be. That's my bad. That's my fault. This is what I get for like never following any kind of pattern or gauge and just going on vibes. It usually works out. I'm usually able to fix it. I literally started this sleeve like 2 hours ago, so I honestly think I should be able to get really far on this today if I lock in. Last night I finished up the v-neck while watching the movie Watching the Detective. It's a rom-com with a loser, greasy, sexy Cillian Murphy and an insane, sexy manic pixie dream girl Lucy Liu. He's a film bro who only wants to watch movies, and she's like, no, you have to experience life, so I'm gonna play these insane pranks on you until you become like addicted. And he low-key like just realizes he's really into role-playing, and it's bad, but it's perfect, and it's hot. So yeah, 5 stars. Why the fuck not? I did that and then I actually finished reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I had like 60 pages left and I read through. That's the quickest I think I've ever read a book, because it's like YA, like I said earlier, so like everything is just, it's a much easier read than I'm used to. That was my 10th book of the year, which means I'm officially halfway to my 20 books of the year goal. I'm a little bit behind because if I wanted to get halfway and the halfway point, I would have hit that like in June. So we're like a month behind, but I think I can catch up. I moved over to the floor in the corner while we work on Sleeve Island together just because I felt like getting deep for a second. At the beginning of this, I mentioned that I was kind of like off the grid for a while because of issues with PMDD and just like not feeling great. And I've been kind of open with that on TikTok and stuff, but I haven't really talked about it on here at all. And I kind of thought that it was over, but I feel it again this morning. I feel like it's just one of those things that like so many people have, but we're kind of told that it's just like normal and we're not supposed to like talk about it. We just have to kind of suck it up and deal with it, but it is so hard to suck it up and deal with it. I remember the first time that like I ever really got super affected by it. It was my junior year in college, and it was just like a random Wednesday and I was making dinner and I spent the whole day feeling so shitty. I've had depressive episodes in the past, I've had issues, but never, for the first time in my life, I just felt like, oh my god, just like horrible. Like it was such a deep feeling of sadness and hopelessness and like almost suicidal ideation that I had just never felt before in my life, and I didn't know what to do. I ended up packing up and going home, and I went to the doctor in the morning. That morning I also ended up passing out on my kitchen floor, which was unrelated and also insane, but I ended up going to the doctor and they put me on birth control for like my mood and for cramps and stuff. And that was the first time that I ever put it together in my head that when I get those feelings, they were mostly just conflated with like my period. Because I feel like the stereotype for women that we're told is like, oh, you're on your period, so you are a moody bitch right now, you're on your period, and that's why you're so argumentative and you're so mean. Oh, airplane. So because of that, I never really put together that this all happened before it, not like during, because during, yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable, so I'm kind of moody, but all of those feelings come at me all at once before. And I didn't realize that that's what that was. I've had an anxiety diagnosis ever since I was younger. I always felt like the depression like wasn't enough to mention because it would only happen for like this period of time. And I was just always told like, that's normal. That's normal. You know, you get your period, you're gonna get depressed. I feel like it's talked about so much as like, oh, this is normal. This is what women go through. This is just what you go through when you have this. Like, because so many people like talk about it like that, like it's just like some rite of passage that you want to kill yourself once a month. Nobody really talks about how debilitating it is. It is ridiculously debilitating. I am not myself for like a week out of the month, and sometimes I'm better at managing it, sometimes it's not as bad and I'm okay with like just trying to like pretend it's business as usual, but sometimes it is so bad that like I am worried that I am like ruining relationships and I'm ruining things about my life and I'm falling behind on everything, on work and personal shit, because I'm just not me. And I feel like there's nothing I can do about it, and you tell doctors about it and they go, yeah, that's what happens. It is so frustrating. And the world being what it is now, where people are defunding women's health and research for things, especially for women like left and right, it just like, it is so even more frustrating because it's like, we're not getting anywhere. Like this isn't, oh God, I don't know. I just felt like talking about that because it's been on my mind a lot, and it's hard. it's really hard, and I feel like a lot of people like feel how hard it is in their lives, and they feel like they can't really like talk about it because they're told that's just how it is, that's just the way it goes, and it's not supposed to be that way, and I wish that we were taken a little bit more seriously. Anyway, this is what I have left of the third skein. I think that I should be able to finish the sleeve with only using 3 skeins, which is kind of insane. So I'm gonna do an update once this one is finished off. I just finished skein number 3 and the sleeve is basically done. I think I just tried it on, or like held it up to my body at least, and it seemed long enough where like once I block it, it's gonna be good. This is the kind of sweater where I can already tell that blocking is gonna be magic. Like the front is very boxy, and blocking I can already like, look at that. It's literally going to slim it out so much when I block it. So like this sleeve, it's gonna get some significant stretch, I think, and it's already, yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be good. So we finished the skein with like half a row left in what I think might be the last row of the sleeve. So I'll finish that, use skein number 4 to cast off, get the other sleeve on, and low-key, if I can finish this by the end of the day and start blocking it by the end of the day, what a beautiful world that would be. It really does look like I'm wearing the fur of James P. Sullivan, y'all. It's so funny. It's kind of cool though. Like I said, blocking I think will be miraculous for this. The sleeve's kind of the perfect length right now, and I'm hoping with blocking I can both thin out this part and thicken out the sleeve a little bit. I do like the way the V-neck is shaped. I think it's got kind of a cool structure to it, so I think that that's gonna look nice when it's all done. It is a bit of a plunge neck, but like I've had worse. I've had more scandalous. You're getting a rare view into my bathroom and my window. So here's the progress check. It's currently about 2 o'clock, so we'll see how much further I can get done before I have to go to trivia later to say goodbye to my friend who's moving to New York forever. Hi, good morning. This is our pre-block fit. I wanted to finish this yesterday, but I ended up doing the last couple rows, like literally right now after I just woke up. So sleeves are kind of short. Fit is kind of boxy. It's not what I want it to look like in the long run, so let's work some magic. Hi, it's the next day, it's dry, and I feel like my blush kind of makes me look like Jigsaw right now, but that's not important. I'm taking her off the board as we speak. I'm a little nervous because I'm not totally sure if the shape is gonna hold with the kind of material this is. It's like a weird like mix of cotton and like linen and stuff like that, so who knows? Y'all's blocking pins ever just get stuck in the sweater? This literally has happened like 6 times and I feel like I'm going insane. I don't know about you, but I can already tell just by holding it up that the shape and the fit is so much closer to what I wanted it to be. It's so much airier, it's not as boxy. You can definitely see that like it feels like it's shaped the way it's supposed to be instead of being like a mess. Hi, hello. Look at how different she is. Oh my god, it's perfect. I mean, y'all saw how boxy it was when I was wearing it in the mirror. This is so much lighter. This is so much better. While it was drying, I did get started on like a little skinny scarf. So we have this little guy to match it, and I think that's super cute. Anything with a super deep V-neck, I like some kind of thing on the neck, you know? So a scarf is perf. So cute so far. And I definitely have enough for the light warmers. Absolutely, I'm gonna have enough for the light warmer. I'm still up in the air about the border because my initial idea was to do a little like single crochet trim around like the edges. I don't know if that would be too much or if I should just let this yarn shine. But I have this little cotton purple yarn that is very cute and very nice, and it would match. So I don't know if that'd be overkill on the whole like Sully from Monsters Inc. vibe of it. Maybe we just stick with how it is right now, and then if I finish the leg warmers and add the border, I can make a little short and update y'all on how it looks. But rest in peace, Bibble. You are now in my wardrobe. It's so cute. What the hell? Get a little close up on these textures for you. It's very cool. I love unique yarns like this. It makes me feel like I have something in my closet that nobody else has. And I think now that we're done, that's all I got for you today. Kind of short and sweet. I finished it right on time. It's Lollapalooza day. I'm literally gonna edit this, get this video up, and then go. Last night I saw the Sierra Farrell after show for it. It's the second time I've seen her, and she's just been incredible both times. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to check out some of the pieces that I currently have for sale, you can check that out on my website. I'm planning on updating that, I think, next month, so yay, that's exciting. And I also have patterns on my Etsy and my website, just fun little stuff like that. If I change the sweater, add more updates to the accessories, I will let you know. Trust me, I will let you know. It'll be in shorter form, but you'll know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!